not in whatever your comfort zone is. Now on the flip side, Nova Esports and WEDGM as well both have been doing this all season. They've been playing live in the arena in CRL East as well. So maybe they're used to it to a certain degree. Here we go. And again, Wallace looks way more relaxed than LittleChen.
Yeah, and 2 times in a row now where we've seen LittleChen put in the position to bring things home for his squad based off of his, really more his experience than I would say his win rate at this point.
Yeah, I just don't get it because AUK is just as experienced. He wins more in the 1v1 set than LittleChen does. I'm very curious to know what's behind this decision for Nova.
Yeah, it's very surprising. I mean, AUK 7-7 on the season in King of the Hill, 2-2 in 1v1. LittleChen 1-2 in King of the Hill, 5-3 in 1v1. But still, I don't think that's a big enough difference in games just in one season to really feel like you want to go or lean away from AUK.
It's kind of a negligible stat difference at this point.
Exactly.
Right? Such a small sample size. And when I look at their career, 51% win rate overall in 1v1 play for LittleChen, AUK at a 60% clip. So that's a significant difference that I would look at way more. But again, we don't know what the conversation is amongst the coaches, who's been prepping what decks, how much AUK was focused on dialing in for 2v2 and LittleChen was focused exclusively on head-to-head play. So a lot of the conversations there we're not privy to.
And looking like LittleChen here bringing home 100% win rate when he does play Graveyard. I like that these guys are sitting back. As you were saying, we were seeing a lot more of this here at World Finals than we ever saw throughout the entire season of CRL West Fall and Spring. The entire 2020 year, I'd say we saw less than 10 staring contests at the top of matches. We've already seen maybe 5 today.
Oh yeah, it was relatively rare. It did not happen very much. So very curious to see. I mean, maybe it's just the nerves of the big stage, the big moment, not wanting to be the one who makes the mistake to open things up.
So I'm pretty sure we both know what we're seeing here. We got we got the 6-man on one side of it. You got Lava on the other side, and most likely going to be a miner coming in here eventually. Or excuse me, a loon maybe.
Flying Machine does stay on the board just a little bit longer. Cannon Cart breaks down on the left-hand side. Baby Dragon on the right. No significant damage yet. That Baby Dragon should get 2, maybe 3 belches here on the right-hand side before dying. 2 in, 2158 as we go into sudden death.
Good job cycling the 6-man in the back, making sure that those guys are going to be up front to protect all your big damage dealers like this Hunter. There's the miner coming in, going to be caught most likely by that Cannon Cart.
Yeah, Cannon Cart goes to the inside rather than to actually protect the Hunter directly. Works out fine for him, and Wallace now putting together a bit of pressure in that right-hand lane.
Yeah, the difficult part that LittleChen is going to have is dealing with the amount of ground troops on the board. Most likely only has the Barbs as well as the Miner and the Goblin Cage, but you talk about the pressure that can be created with a Cannon Cart behind a 6-man, that becomes very difficult to deal with.
See the Skeleton Dragons for 4 Elixir doing a good job, though, of helping clean up against those Royal recruits. So now with 1:20 left, 1388, that 1966 on the left-hand side, holding on nicely here for Wallace.
Yeah, the patience that we've been seeing from Wallace today has really been incredible. I mean, he honestly feels like a completely different beast in the playoffs than what he was in the regular season when you talk about head-to-head play.
And Hunter goes to the right here, and I'm curious if that's gonna hurt him in the long run. Trying to cycle back to another Hunter here if he can is Wallace. And there you go, the Hunter now under that Flying Machine, but we might be back to another miner here fairly soon.
Yeah, I mean, Wallace was barely able to get out of that, doing a great job getting all the way back around in his cycle. Like you said, getting that Hunter up high was so very important. Somehow was actually able to do it. It looked like for a moment there, with the arrows coming in on the Skeleton Dragons and kind of missing that Flying Machine, that Wallace might have started to begin a throw, but able to recover pretty quickly.
And Hunter working on that Flying Machine on the left-hand side, Miner to the back with the Lava Hound in front. Balloon now coming on the right-hand side. Freeze is a part of this as well. That freeze could be a game changer. The lead now going to LittleChen. 10 seconds left. Balloon gets picked up by the Goblin Cage High. Freeze is in on the bottom right-hand side, but will that freeze be enough? No, it will not. LittleChen takes game number 1.
Tower going down just in time. LittleChen